OpenAI's models are one of the hot topics right now, and ChatGPT in particular is getting a lot of attention from customers. What's most interesting about all those foundation models, including ChatGPT, is that they are amazing by themselves, but even better when you combine them with your own data. Most customers will do this through a technique called prompt engineering, or prompt stuffing. I'm going to show a short demo and example of how Azure OpenAI Service and Azure Cognitive Search can vastly improve knowledge mining over your organizational data using some simple integrations and some prompt engineering. Let's start by combining the Azure OpenAI Service and Azure Cognitive Search to create a ChatGPT-like experience over some private data. Contoso Electronics is a fictitious company that wants to enable its employees to ask questions about the company internal policies and corporate benefits, as well as job descriptions and roles. We've indexed all of this information into Azure Cognitive Search, such as this document on the Employee Handbook, and this one, which is the Northwind Health Standard Plan, one of the many plans available to Contoso Electronics employees. And if we notice at the top of this document, it's a little over 100 pages. So there's a lot of information that we can use just in this one single document to ask questions. Let's give it a try. I'm going to go back to the chat application and ask what is included in my Northern Health Plus plan that is not in Standard. What's happening now is ChatGPT and Azure Cognitive Search are interacting to construct search queries, retrieve candidate information from the knowledge base, and then generate a response. As you can see, the response not only answered the question based on content found in these documents, but it has included citations to that content to validate the accuracy of the information. See how when I click on an annotation, the app jumps right to the page of the document that goes into the comparison of the plans, so that I can read more or do additional validation on the accuracy of the answer. Let's ask a follow-up question. Let's say I want to learn more about eye exams. Does my plan cover eye exams? Notice that in my question, I didn't specify what plan I have. Thanks to how we've constructed our app, we can pass context from previous parts of the chat into the prompt behind the scenes, which enables ChatGPT to answer the question and say, yes, Northwind Health Plus does cover eye exams for these particular categories. Click on the citation, and you'll see the part of the plan that covers eye exams. Now, earlier I mentioned prompt engineering. All of this demo is backed by a set of prompts that can be altered to allow you to solve different challenges. For example, I'm going to make a slight change to the prompt to ask OpenAI to take any question that is not asked in English and respond in the language it was asked in. I can just paste in a little meta prompt change and presto. In this override, what I'm saying is if I ask a question in a different language behind the scenes, convert it to English to perform the search, and then the model will respond in the same language it was asked in. Now I'm going to take a question. Let me just paste this question in and ask it in Spanish. And this question is simply asking, how do the plans compare? So it's taking that question, detecting that it's in Spanish, converting it to English, executing it as though it was just doing it before, and then returning it back. However, you'll also notice that in this particular case, it actually responded back in Spanish. But if I click on the document, you'll notice that all of the information that it generated was originally in English. I didn't need any translation of the original content to be able to support multi-language. I just needed to make that simple change to the prompt. So hopefully this gives you some ideas about how you can use these technologies to build ChatGPT-like experiences over your enterprise data.